You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
The following broadcast is brought to you by Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. Marked Out Wrestling Podcast is not affiliated, nor do our opinions reflect those of WWE, NXT, TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan, or any other professional wrestling promotion.
Transmission from Marked Out Wrestling Podcast begins in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin broadcast.
All right, guys, welcome to a special edition of Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, one of our extra videos we like to do from time to time. This one, the Roadie's Rant. I've done one before, Steve.
Oh, I'm joining you this time, too.
Yeah, we got Steve Awesome is joining me, by the way, in case you cannot see, you're hearing this on the Podbean or the iTunes or whatever. So a special edition of the Roadie's Rant, not on the actual Rawsome show. We're doing this separately. I did one before on Roman Reigns because I thought it was worthy.
It's been a while.
And I found another topic that made it worthy for me to do another one. Another topic, another individual who has grinded my gears, if I may steal the phrase from the Family Guy, grinded my gears on this one. Earlier today, we were sitting in here in the studio and doing production work for tonight's Smartdown show, and Steve recommended to me to listen to the Vince Russo. See, Vince Russo is the brand podcast, specifically an episode Castrating The Marks.
Yeah, and he was actually going after us little guys, basically, and calling us out.
Yeah. Now, In a way, he focused more on the guys who actually produced the dirt sheets, Meltzer and Keller and guys like that. But there was a lot of kind of comments or suggestions that he was speaking more broadly about podcasters and even fans in general. Mm-hmm. And it kind of got me a little
I was irked.
Yeah, I was irked. And so I wanted to address this. So what I'm going to do here is, and this is round 2 of his Castrating the Marks. I didn't bother to listen to round 1. Honestly, I was just like, he's garbage. We've talked about Russo in brief discussion on our show before, and we're nothing but fans, right? We're not experts, as he likes to point out. We are just fans that do this because we like to have a good time. And we've talked about some of the stories that come out and some of the raunchy shit that he said, and he's just. So what we're gonna do here? Here's how this is gonna work. I got 9 clips from you for his show, the specific Castrating the Marks Round 2. And we're going to react to these 9 clips. I thought these were the most pertinent clips that out of the whole thing. They just kind of stood out to me. So let's go ahead and begin with this one. Let me find my clips here. So here we go. Clip number 1. Some of these are a few minutes, so you might have to listen carefully or whatever. Or be patient with us. But here's clip 1. Oh, no, it's not. Hold on. Here it comes.
Moving on. This is Wade Keller on the Raw crowd the night after WrestleMania.
Okay.
This is not a backwards crowd. This is just a crowd expressing themselves loudly because the people who are frustrated with the product but still supporting it are some of the most valuable voices WWE can ever hear. The fans they need to listen to are the ones who are paying the big bucks and they're still going, but they're not happy with everything you do because perhaps it's possible WWE doesn't do everything right. And maybe they don't want 12 years of Roman Reigns like they just went through 12 years of John Cena.
Here's what Wade Keller doesn't understand, bro. Here's what Wade Keller doesn't understand. The WWE knows those people are marks, bro. They know those people live, die, eat, and sleep professional wrestling like Wade Keller, who is a grown man, by the way. They know that no matter what they do, those people are going to continue to watch the show. That's what Wade Keller doesn't understand because that's what a mark is, bro. A mark is if the show is good or if the show is terrible. You are going to be sitting there Monday night with bated breath, sitting at the tip of your parents' couch, probably with a nice big ice cold milk, and you're waiting for the show to start. So when he says they need to listen to those people, no, they don't. And they know they don't need to listen to those people because they know those morons aren't going anywhere. That is the base. Those people are now the base because the WWE has created a niche market. What the WWE needs to listen to are the people that are no longer watching the show, which Disco has said a million times on my show. That's who they need to listen to, Wade, not marks like yourself that year after year after year after year are going to sit there and watch a terrible wrestling show because that's what you do, bro. That's what you do. Bro, you got guys, you got grown men carrying WrestleMania chairs through airports, and you think they're going to stop watching the show if the WWE doesn't listen to them? What do they have if they stop watching wrestling? What do they have, bro? They have nothing. That's why they will never stop watching wrestling. And the WWE knows that. I've been saying it for months. It's Vince McMahon. We're going to put it out there, and you're going to like it whether you like it or not. And these people watch it week after week after week, and there they are Tuesday morning belly aching about how they ate Roman Reigns. Wade, please, call a spade, bro. Like you're gonna stop watching wrestling anytime soon, and all the idiots that read your dirt rag, bro. Give me a freaking break. The WWE knows that, and that's why they don't care what you're saying about Roman Reigns.
All right, so now if you made it through that clip, about 3.5 minutes, if you made it through that clip, if you could get between all the bros.
I counted 8.
8 bros.
8 bros.
Cheap pop count, 8 bros for the first clip on Vince Russo. Trust me, there will be more bros. He sounds like a reject from the Jersey Shore casting call.
Yeah, he sounds like another podcaster out there that we're not too.
Oh yeah. Oh, you fucking bro. What the fuck, bro? So here's a couple notes I took from this thing. So I found this first clip to be the most offensive of all of them.
There's some valid points there in a big way as far as like comparing what the WWE doesn't really care about because they know we're going to keep watching. But other than that.
Right. Now, I respect the fact that he knows the inside better than I do.
Right.
I respect the fact that he knows Vince McMahon better than I do. I even respect the fact that he knows the business better than I do. Obviously, I'm a fan. And he's an insider, or has worked in the industry.
Right.
I give him all credit there. I take none of that from him, and I won't argue with him on certain points that he may make. A couple things, though, I do take exception to. He made the comment, or there's a couple comments here. Let's see. He says, what people don't understand. Okay, here's the thing. What people don't understand. He was talking about, what was it, they're gonna watch anyway.
Right.
They're gonna watch fucking anyway.
The WWE needs to listen to people who don't watch the show.
Right. Well, here's the deal. I'm a huge fan. Enough that I've committed time, money, and resources into my fandom, my fanaticism for professional wrestling, and I was not always a fan. I took 13 years off.
Yeah, I was pretty much the same way.
Right.
Yeah.
So and most people we talk to, Steve, either through our podcast or just people we meet at these shows, the same thing. They have taken exorbitant amounts of times off for whatever personal reasons they've chosen. Some of them couldn't stand what the product had become, and now they're giving it a second chance. Right.
So let's alienate them and do it and piss them off some more. I think the WWE does care.
I think they do care, but I trust him that Vince might not care enough, right?
Right.
But my thing with this is preemptive strikes. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. And in this case, what Wade Keller was talking about in that clip was how the fans were just attacking Roman on the Monday night after Mania. And these were informed fans saying, hey, we're your big fans. You need to listen to us. We don't need 12 years of this guy being shoved down our throat with no background to him at all. You can say what you want about Roman Reigns. I'm not going to do a Roman Reigns rant on this podcast. I have my opinions on that. I've expressed it many times. But, when the fans are telling you this is bad, maybe you should listen before they become the ones who don't watch anymore.
Yeah, they'll leave, and then they won't be watching.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thing is they're going to watch anyway. No, they're not going to watch anyway.
They're going to stop watching.
Yeah, there are some people that, yes, they will stick it out through the long haul. And there are other people who say, no, I told you for 2 years, for 3 years, however long it takes the individual, I told you then I was displeased. Myself and thousands of other people told you we were displeased, and you did not listen to us. So now we are no longer your fans. So go talk to those fans, Vince. Go talk to the fans that aren't fans anymore, and that's what they'll tell you. They did everything in their minimal power they could do to express their displeasure, and nothing worked. Nothing at all. A couple of things in that little segment that got me going was, let's see, I said preemptive strike carried the chairs because they spent fucking thousands of dollars on the fucking things.
As expensive chair.
Yeah,
keep it too.
Fuck out of here. That's a childish fucking remark.
Yeah.
What do they have without wrestling? And I'll move back to that one because he called us morons, and then he talked about sitting on our I don't know if this is the same
Drinking milk on
sitting
the edge of our parents' couch.
Right. Let me tell you something, Vince Russo. Fucking I'll call you Pretzel Man because I know that gets you going. I am a successful grown man. You know, I don't live with my parents. I enjoy milk. I also enjoy Jägermeister and Yingling and fucking Jack and Cokes and other drinks.
Right.
I have a beautiful wife who has a good job. She's a huge wrestling mark as well. I've owned my own business, which we'll get to later on in the show. I continue to own my own business, working on another one. I'm fairly successful in all standards. Steve Awesome over here is a top of his class graduate from when he was in college. He's worked for several professional basketball teams in the marketing departments. He's not a fat, overweight, stereotyped wrestling fan sitting there in his mom's basement, fucking popping zits, watching fucking Roman Reigns get over.
Right. I'd like to be fat though.
Fat would be fun. So I just, his characterization is such a reinforcement of this stigma that wrestling fans have, and for somebody who's worked on the inside, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting that you would have this opinion of people who watched a product that you produced and you're so proud of for all those years.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why he did pretzels, so he could feed them all, because they're all fat people.
I'm curious where his facts are coming from too. A lot of things, but
he's all about facts all the time. Facts. Oh, I did the best numbers for. I did better numbers for Nitro than Raw's making now. Well, yeah, Raw sucks now. The numbers. I'm sorry. Reality is Raw numbers are not good right now.
That's why we're all mad.
Right. I mean, look. Here's a fact, Vince Russo. You gave the title to what's his fucking name?
David Arquette.
Yeah. You gave one of the biggest blunders in wrestling history who is people who are in the industry, like in the fucking, even those people say dumbest fucking move.
That was weird.
The talent says dumbest fucking move.
We could have put David Arquette on a pole, maybe.
That would probably work. David Arquette on a pole. Pretzels on a pole.
Yeah.
Pretzels. All right. So that's clip 1. So let's go ahead and move on to clip 2.
One more from Wade Keller. He is comparing Sheamus and Cesaro with Enzo and Cass.
Cesaro and Sheamus are really good workers and the type who are going to appeal to an adult male fan more than, wacky sports entertainment-y Enzo and his big buddy who's sort of enabling him.
Yeah, bro, the history has shown. History has shown that good wrestlers outdraw entertainers. History has shown that, bro. I mean, history has shown that Chris Benoit outdrew Hulk Hogan. History has shown that. History has shown, bro, that Dean Malenko drew a bigger audience than The Rock. History has shown, bro, that, Kevin Owens Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn much bigger draws than Randy Savage. History has shown us that, bro. He's absolutely right. Yeah, bro. More wrestling. That's what everybody wants. History shows if you're a sports entertainer, bro, nobody's going to watch. Nobody's going to watch if you're a sports entertainer. That's all proof. Bro, how can you make such an asinine statement when the facts are there? When the facts are there and you look at the WWE and you look at the high points of their business, and of course the one that stands out above all was the Attitude Era that was fueled by entertainment. The Hulk Hogan era that was fueled by entertainment. Because you know what Wade Keller is talking about? Wade Keller is talking about his opinion. Not male wrestling fans.
All right, so we got a history there from the Professor Bro from Jersey Shore University.
I didn't know Benoit was a better draw than Hogan.
Yeah, well, he was being obviously sarcastic. and look, to be fair, he's right? Hogan was more entertainment than wrestling, and he drew more. And all the comparisons he made were absolutely correct. Mm-hmm. All right. First, I'll say this before I go back and address that. I'll say he's talking about opinions there at the end. And I'll say if you watch any political show after 7 p.m. at night, your Bill O'Reillys or your Rachel Maddows or who the Anderson, whatever his name is, Cooper.
Greta Van Susteren.
Right, any of those people. So, you know what? They're opinions, right? Mm-hmm. So opinions do matter in the scope of entertainment and broadcast. Mm-hmm. Opinion. So what's wrong with somebody having an opinion show? If someone doesn't like his opinion, they can watch another show. But it's his fucking right to have an opinion show and not be criticized by the fucking pretzel master, bro. So they what was it here? Okay, times and flavors. Here's my thing. You're right, Vince. You're right that history has shown that entertainment draws better than wrestling. History has also shown, Vince, that times change and flavors change. And nothing could be more of an example of that than the beginning of the Attitude Era, the end of the Hogan era, when crowds had changed and they weren't accepting the traditional heels. They weren't accepting the traditional baby faces anymore.
It got stale.
It got stale. And if you look right now at the wrestling base, the real diehard fans, the people that do eat, sleep, and breathe this shit, they're indie fans.
Oh, there's so many indie promotions out there I can't even keep up with all.
Right, and they like workers. They like people in the ring that can work. Yes, entertainment is fine, but we want to see dynamic movesets. Right. That's the flavor right now. And you know what? Don't say it's a flash in the pan. Because what it is, it's a migration of flavors. Because it's a migration of taste. Because if you go to Japan, that's the fans. The fans want ring work. Flashy's fine. I love flashy. Yeah. I like entertainment.
If you can do both, that's awesome.
It is. But don't shit on the fact that people do want actual fucking good wrestling. I don't. Yeah, you know what? Hogan was a huge draw.
Yeah.
And Stone Cold was a huge draw, even with a limited moveset after his injury.
Right.
But people who have big movesets can deliver.
And if you can tell the story along with the moveset,
right,
it makes it all the better.
Why not have your cake and eat it too? Why shit on one and boost the other?
Right.
It's an entertainment business, yes, but the new stock of fans are demanding better wrestlers. And you know what? Maybe that's because for the last 10 years they've had fucking not wrestlers shoved down their throats. Mm-hmm. Actors is what they've had. All right, so there's clip 2. So let me get it here. Clip 3. This is a good one. So this is basically what we're doing.
If you have a set of balls,
1 minute,
and you want to defend yourself, you don't even have to come on here and defend yourself because you'll never do that because you're not smart enough to know you're going to get podcast 1 exposure. That's number 1. And number 2, I'm going to make you look like a jackass. That's why you won't do it. But you don't have to come on this show to defend yourself. You could defend yourself through your own shows.
Doing it.
But Dave Sherry, you need to explain to me how the fact that I owned a pretzel franchise, what does that have to do with you being a moron? How many businesses have you owned, Dave? I've owned 3 businesses in my life. How many have you owned? So the fact that I owned a pretzel franchise has what to do with you being an imbecile?
So first off, the past tense phrasing there of owned.
That's exactly what I wrote, past tense.
Yeah.
Owned.
You owned 3 businesses. So congratulations for you for owning and then not owning for whatever fucking reason that was.
What constitutes making a moron, I guess.
Right. Congratulations on working for the 3 top wrestling promotions in the country. You worked for them. And just FYI, yeah, you did. You were there during some really strong times, but you were also the one that was left running the ship in the shitty times, right? So I mean, where you may have had good ideas at some times, I'm sure that a lot of your ideas got shot down by people who knew better, going, "That's dumb."
Yeah,
that's Vince Russo on a pole, dumb.
There's too many bra and panties matches, I guess. Yeah.
But to defend the guy who was talking about, who said that Vince Russo is a one-trick pony who only cares about promoting selling pretzels. Yeah, he wasn't giving you shit because you sell pretzels. Congratulations for fucking selling pretzels. He was saying to you that you're more about promoting your own fucking name, so you'll be all controversial and an asshole, so people will try to listen to you so you can sell pretzels as you do it. So using your shittiness to sell your pretzels is basically what he was saying. So I wanted to defend that guy there because Vince Russo, in all these clips, you'll notice a theme that he can be critical of people, and if they come back at him, they're fucking little immature children. But the minute you say something critical about him, he's offensive. He calls you names. You're a piece of shit.
Morons.
I mean, fucking whole 9 yards. All right. And then he goes on to say this.
What?
All right, one more time. All right, actual clip. I'm sorry, what, Vince? You've got a mouthful of
marbles.
Marble mouth.
That's what you got.
He called somebody marble mouth on that show. I guess maybe he's a marble mouth or he's choking on a pretzel. Okay, here we go. Clip number 5.
You know what's right here, right now, as I talk to you?
No.
My TV. I'm watching the Giants as I do this show. Okay, bro? I'm watching the Giants. I'm trying to figure out, Jeff, and help me with this. I'm watching the Giants because I enjoy baseball and I enjoy the Giants the way these guys enjoy wrestling. Would that be a fair assessment?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the disconnect for me. I don't have any affiliation with the Giants, bro. I've never worked for the Giants. I've never been at a Giant clubhouse. I'm a Giant fan. Okay, bro? Here's the disconnection with me. What is it, bro, that would make me want to start a business or a podcast or a dirt sheet around these Giants that I have nothing to do with? I've never been in a locker room. I don't personally know Buster Posey. What would trigger me to want to make this my living and call myself an expert when I'm just a fan? That's where I get lost, bro. What is it that they have to become experts in a field that they've never even worked in legitimately? Can you help me with that?
I'm sure they all have different reasons. My guess is they absolutely love the business. They couldn't, get a job in the business, so they want to do something with the business, and this is what they did. That's just a guess. I don't know everybody's reason.
Jeff?
Jeff, you got it right.
Yeah, Jeff got it right because we love the business. Here's the thing. We all work jobs that we fucking hate from time to time. And we all have that thing that we really want to do. The thing that makes us happy, the thing that brings us joy, the thing that I can work on for 12 hours in a day, and when I go inside to have dinner with my family, I'm actually like, fuck, I wish I had more time to work on that,
Yeah.
We all want that job. And unfortunately, the wrestling business there's not many opportunities, and we'll discuss that more further in the in this show. But so we make lemonade, if you know the fucking analogy. We make lemonade, Steve.
Yep.
And we create what we can, and I just don't understand his lack of understanding why someone would do this. People have Giants podcasts.
Oh, yeah. They're out there. iTunes.
Yeah. I'm here in Charlotte, North Carolina. People have fucking Carolina Panther podcasts, and they have fucking Dunkin' Donut podcasts and pretzel podcasts, People have podcasts because it's easy to have a podcast. It can be a fun thing to do.
Right.
It's enjoyable, Vince. It's enjoyable. It's fun, bro. It's fun, bro. Don't tase my fun, bro. So, all right. So that's clip number, what was that, number 5?
There's 5 bros in that last second.
5 bros. I can't wait to see the ultimate count here. Let's go to the next clip, which is number 6, I believe. Oh, wait. Hold on. What's that, Vince? Okay. All right. Here we go. Number 6 is 15 seconds. Here you go.
Me and Jeff come on here. We say we're entertainment, man. We want to entertain you. We want to have fun. We're doing this show to have fun. We're not taking this crap seriously. We're not talking about who should trade who to SmackDown or Raw, a TV show.
Have you ever seen this show? I'm a big fan of The Walking Dead. And they have a show that comes on after it called.
It's essentially a podcast.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
It is. The Talking Dead.
Yeah.
Very popular. And what do? They discuss the ins and outs of the storyline of The Walking Dead.
It's a review and reaction.
It is. And why? Because fans like to talk about this stuff. Fans like to get out of this hell of a life that we live in, right? This bogged down, stressful fucking life we live in, and maybe have a release. And maybe to some folks, yes, this television show that we all know that WWE, that Raw and SmackDown are the same thing. They're not actually different entities. We know it's a TV show. We understand the suspension of belief. It's the last great American theater, whatever you want to call it. We understand it, but it's fun.
Longest running episodic series.
Whatever the fuck that means. But it's fun. We do this because it's fun. We react to it because it's fun. People react to these shows, and they do it within kayfabe.
Right.
They don't have to announce they're doing it within kayfabe because the people who listen are doing it within kayfabe as well.
So if there's a trade on the show, it's part of the show, and why can't we talk about it?
Yeah. I want to talk about is Rick going to get his hand cut off in Walking Dead. I want to talk about if Kalisto is going to get thrown over to Raw and who gives a shit.
Dumpster? I don't know.
He probably still is in the dumpster. Braun! All right, so there's clip 6. We're getting there. We're getting there, Vince. All right, clip number 7.
Bro. I swear, bro. These people are one thing, but the people that listen to them are totally something else. I mean, like I said, bro, when you've got people out there like Bruce and Eric and Austin and Jericho and Conan, and I always forget people that have JR, of course, that have podcasts now. When you've got people like that, that made a difference in the wrestling business and are part of wrestling history, when you got people like that doing podcasts, I don't know why you would want to listen to anybody that never put a minute in this business.
When I watch the news, and they talk about what the president's doing, I think, you know what? Why would I want to listen to anybody but the president's podcast?
Right.
Maybe a different perspective.
Hey, he's never been the president before. Why should I listen to him?
Exactly. What does he know about the president's decisions? And you know what? I love Bruce Pritchard's podcast. Something to wrestle with.
Great, yeah.
It's a great fucking podcast. It's great insight into it. And actually, Vince, since you bring it up, he talks a lot about you being fucking wrong in that podcast. But you should try to listen to that. I love Stone Cold's podcast. JR's got a good one. Quality's not that great, but he's got a great podcast. He's a great guy. All those podcasts you name, with the exception of maybe like Taz. I don't give a shit about Taz. They're great podcasts.
Yeah.
And they're from a perspective.
Mm-hmm. You got to know what you're getting into before you listen to it.
Right. But again, it's a perspective of somebody who's been in the business. And as anybody who if you've ever talked to somebody who is an old-time wrestler, they kind of shun on marking out, right? So they're not going to mark out for me. They're going to talk about the stuff that happens behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. Great. They're going to talk about why they think somebody is great when you might not. Wonderful. Again, their opinion.
The stuff we add is like potential storyline, what's going to happen next kind of stuff. You don't hear that kind of stuff on other shows.
Right, react. And the dirt sheet people, they opine. Some of their dirt sheets are just their opinions on what they think could happen. Some of them have sources, some of them don't. I'm just saying that I just don't understand his disconnect here. The other podcasts are great. I listen to them as well, but sometimes fans like to hear fans. And some of us are louder than others.
Right.
And it's great. It's fun for us.
It's a good mixture.
Yeah. Here you go. Clip number 8. I think we're on 8, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question and play devil's advocate for a minute.
Yeah.
What is the difference between these people and somebody like
Us,
Adam Schefter, Peter Gammons, Chris Mortensen, sports insiders that never were in the business, the major leagues, but they do the same thing pretty much.
Great question, Jeff. If you look at the track record of all those people, they worked legitimate jobs in the media, bro. So they either worked for radio stations or TV stations or newspapers, back in the day. They covered sports for legitimate outlets, bro. Bro, freaking Peter Gammons wrote for the Boston Globe and still does. So Peter Gammons, bro, was interviewing ball players as part of his job. If you've got a press pass, bro, you have credentials in sports. And because you got those credentials, like I said, through working somehow in the business. You could put on MLB.com, bro. They have ex-players. They have ex-GMs. They have ex-owners. Then they have reporters who were reporting on baseball for legitimate sites. Even the girls, bro. Look, go Wikipedia. What's her name? Zahadi. Wikipedia. She worked legit. She worked for Fox Sports. That's where she started, and she has experience working in the media. These guys aren't freaking Joe Schmoes, bro, that came off the street and just decided to write their own dirt sheet. These guys have legitimate credentials, bro. That's the difference. They've been interviewing ball players for years and years and years and years.
Right, because I've gotten that question before, and I
Yeah,
thought it was
no,
a good question.
and it's a good question, bro. It's a good question.
No, it's not.
But the fact that they've worked for legitimate media outlets, they also made connections through those outlets. They also talked to players, during that time. So, they have experience working in. Now, bro, if Dave Meltzer, if Dave Meltzer's so great, why doesn't he have a pass to the WWE locker room?
Because they don't give him out.
Meltzer was in the WWE locker room and reporting on this stuff. Now he's got credentials.
All right, so there's Vince Russo's take on that question, which in itself is a good question, but the way he answered it was very incorrect.
Yeah.
So Vince Russo in the early 90s ran his own AM radio program named Vicious Vincent's World of Wrestling. The show was on every weekend for 2 hours. And I'm reading this right from the fucking website. The program had a year-long run before taking off the air on its anniversary show. Vince paid for the program with his own money as a hobby. Hey, sounds familiar,
wait, bro.
What, bro? What?
No credentials, bro.
Right. Let's see here. It was called. Where is it? Vincent's fucking wrestling something, and you can look it up. So basically, he had a wrestling show on AM radio that he paid for, where he just
That's rich.
talked wrestling before all of his successful runs in the industry,
So
and now he doesn't understand. And a couple other points from that clip, Vince. They don't give out press passes for the fucking locker room for WWE.
no,
they don't. They don't give press passes out for the fucking for the casting and fucking Walking Dead again. You know, it's a television show, like you said. Why would they give a press pass out?
And press passes are in baseball. His comparison there, you can get those. I mean, easily, and you don't have to be that. Well,
no. And what is legitimate? What
from the media?
What is legitimate media?
Right.
I mean, is there legitimate media for professional wrestling? Yeah, there is. It's called podcasters because that's all there is. Because WWE does not cater or provide any kind of outlet for. I can't call the fucking New York Times doesn't have a wrestling section in their fucking department. No. There's this is what wrestling media is. It's fans taking it upon themselves to hold WWE accountable. The job of the press is to hold people accountable and report to the people.
Right. I guess Jonathan Coachman on ESPN is the closest we can get to that.
Sure. Okay. There's one example, and he worked his way through, but
there's barely any coverage though.
Right, but he had to go through that, be a personality and a talent on the product to have that kind of fucking that stature. I'm just saying to Vince Russo, I don't understand what the fuck you're talking about. There's no reputable media outlets. We have to create our own, and that's what we've done. We've created an entire industry, made jobs, on just our passion for the product. And Adam Schefter and all those guys who do NFL and all the insiders and stuff like that, yeah, maybe they did work for all those papers and whatnot, but they started somewhere freelancing.
Right.
They did because they loved it. They loved to write about football. And you're not going to tell me that one day Adam Schefter walked up to the fucking Patriots locker room, knocked on the door, and said, "Hey, can I come in here so I can get to know everybody, and then I could have credentials so that I can one day be something?"
Yep.
No, he had to start fucking just doing his own opines, his own opinions, until somebody took notice. Just like Vince Russo when he wrote a letter to Linda McMahon, basically begging for a job. That's what happened. So, your whole entire answer there is a bunch of fucking garbage. In the words of the guy from fucking Newsroom, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. All right, and here we go. One last clip.
But the fact that I was blessed that I was able to make enough money to open my own franchise, I'm embarrassed by that, bro. That's what I mean about the childish remarks when they get called out. When all I'm saying is, what are your credentials, bro? Did you work for a paper,
bro? Did
you work for a TV station? Were you ever in the WWE locker room? That's all I'm asking.
Just following up the last clip. Just wanted to follow up there to hear him say right there. He said, people get nasty and snarky with him, but he's fucking not holding back his fucking
a little hypocritical.
Satan's tongue. Yeah. So look, I don't know if this is going to go anywhere. I don't know if anybody's going to fucking watch this. As he said, I didn't play the clip, but he said something about You know, some guy, you're fucking,
You're 12 listeners or whatever.
yeah, I might have 12 fucking listeners for this video. But you know what? It's my right to have the fucking video and to voice my opinion.
That's right.
And to do what I love, Vince. And because you had some mild success in very successful periods of professional wrestling, which you can argue your numbers all day, and I would argue that numbers are not everything. Circumstances are there as well. You know, it got me hot, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I counted 32 bros overall. So.
32
in
bros.
Just those segments we cut out.
That was less than 10 minutes of clips. 32 fucking bros. And I guess the other times he was eating his fucking pretzels. So I don't know. So there you go. There's a little Roadie's rant for you. This one, just a little dig at Vince Russo. You know, maybe my 12 viewers will listen. Maybe they won't. You know, maybe Vince will see this himself. If he does, hey, you told me to defend myself and the people like me on our shows.
We did it.
That's what we're doing right now. I'll go on your fucking show. I'm a nobody. I've got a family and a business, and and I do this as a hobby. But fuck yeah, I'll be on your Podcast One network you're so fucking proud of. Yeah, I'd love to be on Podcast One. Fucking one day maybe I will be, but I'm not going to sit there and suck their dick to get there, or yours, as a matter of fact. So Vince Russo, you think what you want about people like me who come out here and talk wrestling, because we all have an opinion about you. And frankly, to anybody listening to this, I don't know why you keep this motherfucker on the air. I don't. I have no idea. All right, guys, that's Roadie's rant for this edition. I don't know when the next one's going to be. It just depends on who pisses me off, right? So as I usually say on my show, I'll catch you on the flip side.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is recorded, edited, distributed, and marketed at U-Record Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information on optimizing your podcast for increased listenership, check out U-Record on Facebook, Twitter, and email sales@urecordstudios.com or visit the website www.urecordstudios.com.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.